Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe, episode 29.
What we understand is that when a person gets physically sick, that is the last stage of the sickness. It shows up and you feel it physically, it's been there for some time.
It's time to reverse the imbalances in your life as you take the first step on your own journey towards personal change. Welcome to Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe, educating, empowering, and inspiring individuals to live healthier. Now here are your hosts and your guides to natural living, Jamal and Kim.
Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and welcome to another episode of Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe podcast. We have another great, amazing interview for you this week. Today we are joined by Kajara Nia Yaa. Kajara, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Greetings.
Greetings,
sis. Great to have you on the show.
Yes. And before we dive into today's interview, what we like to do is just share a little bit about you, Kajara, with our audience and about some of the amazing work that you're doing. Kajara Nia Yaa is the founder of RA SEKHI ARTS TEMPLE. She is the author of 4 books: RA SEKHI Kemetic Reiki Level 1, Kemetic Reiki Level 2, Light as a Feather, and I Get Energy from the Sun. Kajara is a Heal Thyself ambassador of wellness, medicine woman, priestess, community activist, Afrikan Holistic Health Consultant, spiritual warrior, sacred woman, educator, mother, tree hugger, and nature lover who has dedicated her life to promote health, wellness, and natural living to our community. In addition to the writing of 3 books, RA SEKHI Kemetic Level 1, RA SEKHI Kemetic Level 2, I Get Energy from the Sun, Kajara has also published 2 additional books with the RA SEKHI Arts Temple for Elevation in 2013 and Speaking with Spirit in 2014. She has also written articles for 3 other books: Sister Vegan, Natural Dread of Atlanta, and Magical Calabash. The mission of RA SEKHI Arts Temple is to promote health and wellness in our community and to share ancient techniques of healing to all ages. RA SEKHI Arts Temple has over 200 students in cities across the U.S., some in Canada and the Caribbean.
Yes, that is great. That is great. You're doing all of the necessary things for healing and empowerment that normally aren't spoken about enough.
Yes.
And we're just happy that you're doing the work that you're doing.
Oh, do I. I am very thankful for the work as well. It has been a beautiful journey, and, working with my people, that is what fills my spirit, it's my purpose. So,
yeah. So there's a lot of people out there that are just getting introduced to the amazing work that you do, and we're going to dive into that a little bit later in the show. But before that, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, who is Kajara? What is your personal journey that has led you on this path and made you who you are and got you into the amazing work that you're doing right now?
Okay, that's a big question. I would say that I was truly born to do what I'm doing, and the experiences that I had through my life led me to do what I'm doing. So I was always a child who was very aware of things, and I remember seeing things differently than other people saw them. So I had an opportunity to go to a Christian church, and I went to the Jehovah's Witness thing. And so I got to see differences, and I realized at a young age they both thought they were right, and they both were condemning each other because this one thought they were better than the other one. And to me as a child, it just seemed very odd, and out of alignment with what they were preaching. And it was, experiences like that. I remember learning to cultivate my own spiritual connection with my spirit guides. I was the only child, but I knew that I wasn't ever really alone. I could always feel, presence around me. I was always interested in crystals and rocks and herbs and eating healthy. And so, I began reading Heal Thyself by Queen Afua in 93, right after I graduated college. So I had actually used that as a guide to learn to fast and to learn to work with the Neteru on a basic level. It basically it takes you on a journey.
Yeah.
Once you begin that path or seeking knowledge or seeking truth, it truly is a journey. And it's like, you take this step and it leads you to the next step and it'll lead you. And so, that's pretty much how things happen for me. And I was just very open and willing to take those steps. I started sweating, going to sweat lodge. I began worshiping with different spiritual systems. I was always attracted to drums. So if I went to a place and heard drums, I wanted to see, I could feel that it was fulfilling my spirit and it was for me. So I went there. I learned, I experienced, and continued in that way, and continue to develop my own spiritual connection to realize my purpose and to be able to put my lessons together so I can share them with others. And so I started working where my mother would say I always have had friends that need help. I've always been the one they come running to when they have problems of different types. And so I still do that work. And so I've also open to work with women through the Sacred Women work starting in the year 2000. And that journey, really, I would say, but heightened my connection with the Great Mother Sekhmet and with my healing energy more and more. So, yeah, I would just say it has led me there, and I'm very grateful for the path, as I said before.
Yeah. Now, on your path of, becoming a healer and a holistic health practitioner in every way, just kind of looking at the state of health in our country, like what's your take on that? What do you feel about the state of health in the United States right now?
Oh, I feel like we are not healthy in the United States. The food that we eat is not healthy. The food that is available to us is not healthy. The water, as we see with the water crisis in Flint, Michigan, is not healthy.
Yeah.
And we know that is not an isolated case. We know that it is happening in other places right now while we're speaking. So, yes, we have health issues in America. In our community in particular, we have the issues that everyone else has, but we have our own issues because of white supremacy and racism and oppression and poverty. And so, and not our past,
Right.
which we still have not healed from, because those memories of trauma, memories of just being taken, memories of our families being torn apart, it affects us and our families right now until we, really do that work of reclaiming our culture and reestablishing those connections with our ancestors and stuff like that. that those wounds are still bleeding. They're still open and bleeding, and we could see it because our community is not as strong as we should be. In a lot of places we're killing each other, and we just don't support each other as much as we could. So there's a lot of sickness on different levels that we have to deal with.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's true. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. And I know that you do a lot of things with your clients and your students. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the work that you do and the power that it has to help people to heal themselves and to bring their bodies back into balance?
Okay. We specialize in teaching Kemetic Reiki. And it is a practice that deals consciously with universal energy as well as our own personal energy. So it also, when we say universal energy, we mean everything in the universe that has energy. We can tap into it to heal ourselves, which is the same thing that our ancient ancestors did. And so we are basically using the lessons from the ancient ancestors to learn to manipulate and master energy, whether it's our own personal energy or energy that comes from sound or energy that comes from colors or energy that comes from crystals, even energy that comes from food and herbs. Mm-hmm. So, it's a holistic practice. We do work with all of those parts that I mentioned. Mm-hmm. And we do also, there's even more to it that I did not mention. Yeah. Because we work with the power of prayer, the power of focus, concentration, affirmations, all of those kind of things that you can't touch, but they're also very important to our health and to our overall wellness. Right. Our ancestors lived in a holistic way, and so everything that we did with meaning and with purpose and with spirit, involved. And part of our work is to help reestablish that and to, bring that knowledge and that information back to us, because it is part of our power. Right. And that is why they took it from us. Because when we are standing in our power, we're able to build pyramids and, not just build them, but build them to last for 25,000 years or more. Mm-hmm. So, these are the things that we are striving to bring to our community once again, so that, we can see it happen once again. Those things and even greater things can happen. Right. Now, this is a concept that, we've been speaking about on our shows, just energy. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of people, it's new. It's a new concept. So we've been kind of taking people on this journey of understanding energy better, so that they can maximize their own personal energy and their own personal power. Can you give us an example of what you do as far as, like, more specific as far as how you would use the energy to use that for a person to heal themselves? Okay. An example would be using sound energy. Mm-hmm. So we all know that music is very important to us. We are moved by music in a negative or positive way. It affects us and it affects our energy. So we can use, if we're not feeling good, and a lot of us go through stressful days and, you come home, you're not in a good mood. If you turn on some music that you like, some positive, uplifting music, it will turn your feeling around.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can feel better just with that sound vibration.
Right.
You consume it. You hear it, and it goes into your brain, into your spirit, into your heart, and all of that. So you feel it, and it moves you and shifts and heals you in that simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even having flowers around. They always talk about women love flowers and they make women smile. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Because of the fragrance that they give off and the bright, beautiful colors that radiate this bright, loving, high vibration energy. So when someone is in a hospital, you bring them flowers, it makes them feel a little better because of the energy that's coming off of those flowers. Even after you cut them, the energy will last for days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, those things are things that we do and we don't even realize what we're doing.
Right.
So when we use it in a conscious way, then it becomes more powerful.
Right, with intention.
If you feel down, and you know that you're a person who has to, you have stress at work all the time, and you got to do something to fight that. So you're going to set yourself a little routine up and have some good music there. Stop at the store, get your little flowers, put them on the table or by your bed. Make sure you got some good food to eat to keep your energy high. Those are things that anyone could do.
Right.
When we're doing work, we use colors, we use crystals, we use instruments like drums or rattles or tuning forks, singing bowls, things that affect your energy in different ways. We chant, we sing sometimes.
Yeah.
And so we use everything that we can to help shift somebody's energy in our sessions.
What you're saying is incredible because it's something that's really what the average eye could perceive as being basic, but it's profound. It's like, you're utilizing all of the things that promote positive, put you in a positive space. So all these little things that we don't think about, you take those things and you use them with intent. So if a person is down and they're not feeling well, their body is imbalanced, and now you're putting them in the energy of beautiful flowers and beautiful colors and beautiful fragrance. And then you're playing in the background, uplifting music, right? And then you're giving them nutritious foods. The healing power of that alone, can lift the person up, to a whole nother level. And then you add on to it all of the other, healing modalities of herbs and, tapping and, all of the other things out there. How could you not have a shift for the better? And you're constantly exposing yourself to that every single day.
It's truly taking a holistic approach.
Yeah, you're taking a complete holistic approach. And the way that you just kind of made it simple for people to understand, I think, is great. And it makes me think about like a hospital. I know we speak about this all the time. The medical industry does have its place. However, I never looked at the hospital as like a healing environment, because you have those like fluorescent lights. It's gloomy, it's colorless. They just have the kind of like the sterile white, and it's just like the environment is very depressing, and you're supposed to be in a place of healing. Like, how can you raise your vibration when you're in such a depressing environment? So what you're saying makes so much sense.
Do I? And this country builds all of their institutions in a similar way. So
Right.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like when even on a corporate level, when you look at, just the corporate layout of a lot of these corporate, buildings where people work and experience a lot of health challenges because of all of that stress that they're in, and they're in those gloomy kind of life draining, energy draining environments. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So I think what you're saying is great. Say that again.
They like to put you in a box.
Right. Yeah. So for people that want to begin to change their energy and change the things around them, these are things that you can begin to do, even in your workspace, just to bring the energy up and begin to change your environment and just be conscious of these positive energy things. So getting into your system specifically with doing the Kemetic Reiki, because I know that is something that a lot of people are hearing for the first time. Like, what is done in a Kemetic Reiki session?
Okay. In a Kemetic Reiki session, we are going to give you a smudging to clear your aura with some nice herbs and incense. We will also clear your aura with our hands or other instruments. We're going to check your energy field. So we will check your chakras, what we call RSAT, to see if they are aligned and active and moving as they should be. And in a lot of cases, there are blockages there in those RSAT. So we will spend some time working to break up those blockages. We will also use crystals in our sessions, applying them to the body or around the body. And then, as I said, we will do some chanting, some singing, some praying. Each session varies a little because it's really based on what the person needs. But they all do. Our Reiki sessions are not quiet. So many people who practice other systems of Reiki, it's a very quiet process. That's fine. But, we are African and we're not real quiet with our things. So our sessions are very lively and interactive as well. So we may ask you to talk. We're going to ask you to do some breathing, may ask you to do some other things, but everything we do pray always that is for your highest good and for the highest good of us all.
Right.
So that's basically how it goes.
Okay. And you mentioned aura. A lot of people, they hear this word aura and they have a general idea what the aura is, but can you explain that a little bit? What is the aura?
The aura is a protective force field that surrounds all living things. It is there to protect you and keep you away from things that are not good for you, and to keep things that are not good for you away from you. So you may notice people who have a strong aura, folks can't just walk up on them. They come close and then they have to stop because their aura is working. People who, your aura is strong based on your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. So if you have high vibration thoughts, high vibration energy, you have a strong aura. If your vibration and thoughts are low, your auric field may not be strong. And so, people can attach themselves to you. People can come at you in different ways and stuff like that. You don't have as much protection.
Right.
But it's to protect you spiritually. That's the purpose of it.
Okay. Thanks for that. Because I know, just getting into this energy thing, we're also getting into, like you said before, like the unseen aspects of our health. And when we take a holistic approach, you have to look at the seen and the unseen and bring it all together. So I'm happy to introduce that concept to people. And you mentioned something else. You spoke about chakras. Can you explain that a little bit as well? Because I know people hear that, but they're not quite sure exactly what chakras are.
Chakras are energy centers. They're concentrated little pockets of energy that we have within us that are connected to our organs, our glands, our emotions, our mind.
Yeah.
They're to the planets, they connected to the Neptune. So they, because it's energy, it's the part of us that connects us with the spirit realm, basically. And they are, as I said, connected with all aspects of us as well. So it's like they call the souls of Ra sometimes. It's the spiritual energy centers.
Okay. And you mentioned that people have blockages in their chakras or weak auras and things of that nature. If a person has blockages within their chakras, like what does that mean, and what type of impact does that have on a person's health and their overall state of being when they have these blockages?
That is an excellent question. What we understand is that when a person gets physically sick, that is the last stage of the sickness.
Yeah.
It shows up and you feel it physically, it's been there for some time. So it starts usually in a mental, spiritual, or emotional issue that has not been resolved. So, for example, people who have a lot of heartbreak in their lives and go through a lot of stuff tend to have a weaker heart. It'll manifest physically as heart disease or poor circulation or lung disease or something, close to that heart center. But it's based in the fact that the person has been heartbroken so many times and not healed from the heartbreak.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the energy center, which is there, the chakra, we call it, at the heart, is blocked because the person is sad. And they can go through their lives 10 years, 20 years, or more, holding sadness or anger or bitterness in that heart and keep that energy blocked. And then at some point, the blockage seeps out to the heart itself, to the actual heart, and it starts to affect the physical part.
Right.
So, that is why it's important that we understand how these chakras, these RE2 work, and, what they're associated with and how we keep them balanced.
Right.
Because they are important parts of our bodies. And that's also why a woman who has had fibroid issues can go get the fibroids cut out, and then a year or two later they come right back.
Right.
It's not necessary. It's not a physical issue. It's the fact that the woman has some stuff going on with her womb and her emotions and her past, most likely, that she never resolved. And it's just going to keep on festering until she resolves it.
Yeah.
That's what my experience has taught me.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up because that's just an important piece because people continue to repeat these same cycles of health. They improve their health and then it goes back and they, improve it again and it just kind of goes backwards. And it's because they're not addressing the emotional trauma that they're dealing with. And I know you're in the South and, just speaking about, heart conditions and things of that nature. I remember there used to be a term in the South. My family grew up in the South as well. And when I was younger, before I came into just this level of consciousness as far as the healing powers of the body, there was this term, people dying of broken hearts. And I never could agree with that or get that. Like, how could someone die from a broken heart? Like, I just don't get it. But really understanding things on the deeper level now, I mean, that love and hate vibration is so powerful, and if someone has, an extreme level of blockage in their heart chakra and they have so much trauma that they're holding on in that element of their body, they could die literally of a broken heart from, that level of emotional damage.
Yes. And it happens.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, people just take the pills.
Right.
And they take the pills for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have to do that.
Right.
You don't have to do that. You know what I mean? So, this is the work and the information and the medicine that we want to share with our community, because a lot of these things, it's way cheaper to go get you a couple of CDs and some flowers
right.
than some of those prescription pills.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's things that we could do, meditation, breathing, the proper eating, just exercising. You don't have to join the gym. You could go outside and walk.
Right.
Just like our ancestors did. We used to walk 20 miles a day sometimes, because that's how we had to get to school at a time. That's how my mother got to school, walking.
Right.
So those are things that we have to get back to be healthy,
right,
to be well, to live long, and not just live long, but have a good quality of life.
Yeah. Because
if you're living long and you're taking them pills, I don't know how good of a quality of life that you have in that way.
Yeah. I mean, they say that the best things in life are for free. And we neglect them in our society because they are free.
Right.
We just recently did a show on the breath and just breathing. It's free, but it's healing and transformative. And you're talking about just by simply taking a walk in nature, the healing properties of that, in your bio, you spoke about, and you said it specifically, you put it in your bio so it means something. You said that you were a tree hugger, right? And I know a lot of times in our society, when someone thinks about a tree hugger,
it's negative.
Yeah, it's negative. You know what I mean? But it's really a positive thing. Why don't you just address that a little bit? Like, what do you mean by calling yourself a tree hugger?
I'm surprised people see that as negative. How could you see that as negative?
I know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. How could you?
I love nature, and I not just love nature and the earth, but I stand on preserving the earth and the trees. And so that is why I included it in my bio, because that's a part of my community work. If I can do something to help save trees or save the water, or, help teach children about recycling and stuff like that, those things are very important to me and to the world.
Right.
So
yeah.
I stand on that. Nobody call a tree hugger a bad person. How could you?
Yeah. Right.
They're the ones who love everybody,
Right. Yeah, but you know what, though? It just talks about that. That's just a reflection of how just misdirected our society is. When everything is rewired, all of the positive healing stuff, we look at it as like spooky and out there and negative in a sense. And then all of the things that will literally destroy your health, break you down, pull you further away from who you are the things that are embraced and look highly of. It's like we're stuck in the twilight zone.
We're disconnected,
right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So So I know that you have a lot of things out there to really help people. I know you wrote a lot of books. Can we talk about your publications for a little bit?
Yes, I will. We have 6 books right now. Kemetic Reiki Level 1, and that we talked about a little bit. It focuses on the self-healing. And we would say that this is the basic information that everyone had in ancient times. So it's like information, that we can all use, how to make spiritual baths, work with your chakras, your aura, those kind of things. We also have the Kemetic Reiki Level 2, which is really for those who want to heal others using energy healing.
Okay.
And so it is, for anyone, if you have had a Reiki class, you can still get some information that you can use from that Level 2 book. Or if you're just interested, there's things that you can use. I like to write books that people can practice with and that they'll want to go back and look at it again and
Absolutely.
say,
Yeah.
I need to, go over that one once more. So we do also have a prayer book, and Speaking with Spirit is, I'm very honored to have brought this book forth. It's over 100 prayers from ancient Kemet. We come through West Africa, and then there's also a section of prayers from our temple members.
Nice.
So from here in the diaspora.
Okay.
And so this book is important because a lot of young people don't know how to pray.
Right. Yeah.
And that was my inspiration for this book. And we have a rich history of using words for our power, and worship and praise, and in our rituals and ceremonies and creating, manifesting, everything. So we wanted to make sure that we could record some of the prayers from our ancestors that should not be forgotten. And so that, Speaking with Spirit, that's what that one is.
Okay.
We also have Recipes for Elevation, which is a book of recipes that includes raw foods, vegan foods, smoothies. We also have recipes for personal products like body butter and soap and things like that.
Great.
The Recipes for Elevation. So it's a nice little spin. We have to make it different. And we also have 2 children's books. So we have I Get Energy from the Sun, which is basically a nice picture book for young children to learn about energy. So we talk about, how the sun gives everything energy. And I like it. It's said to be a good one. I'm thankful. And we have just recently published Light as a Feather, the 42 Laws of Ma'at for Children. And this one, I have to say, is also another very special book because it's the first one of its kind that is actually teaching the laws, and we rewrote the laws of Ma'at in a language for children. And, I have my children. I'm a mother of 4, and all of my children grew up learning the laws of Ma'at.
Right.
And all would stumble over some of the words. You have to explain them, and that's fine. It's good because you want to teach and talk to the children. But however, we felt it was important to share the laws with children who are younger and give it to them in a language that they can really understand and embrace and internalize these laws.
Yeah.
So you can get all of our books at our website, which is at RaSekhiStore.com, and that's RaSekhiStore.com. All the books are also available on Amazon as well.
Let me just say this about the last 2 books in particular. Starting with I Get Energy from the Sun. We got that book for our daughter, Saora. She just turned 6. And I'm telling you, that book really just opened her consciousness up to a whole other level. And, for a lot of listeners, we have, listeners of all ages, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s and above. And the thing is, a lot of them are just really beginning to come into this concept of energy and understanding that energy is needed and it can be used, and the importance of it. So to be able to introduce these concepts to our daughter at 6 has been profound. Like she really gets it when she reads it and just understands the different forms of energy. And, in your book, on a very basic level, you talk about auras, you talk about chakras, and she is being introduced to these concepts. And now our 6-year-old daughter understands energy and she understands how you get it. She knows about the chakras. She knows about the auras, and she got this from your book. So I think that is a powerful and important book for everyone out there that has children to get, so that they can begin at an early age teaching their children about themselves and just looking at life from more of a holistic perspective. So we definitely thank you for that book. Definitely.
Yeah, actually, we read it last night. Actually, both of your children's books, we read it last night before she went to bed. Yeah. So she loves them. Yeah.
Even the Ma'at book is profound as well.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable read. It's something that, like you said, you rewrote the law so that they can understand it, and it applies to their lives so they can understand it at their level and in their lives at where they're at. And she loves that story as well. And to see herself in the stories, and the illustrations were amazing, the pictures and everything.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Do I? Thank you so much. That's peace. I love to hear stories about the children reading. As I said, I'm a mother, so I used to read to my children like every night, and you all know how it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm so thankful to bring something different, to our children, and like you said, give them an opportunity to learn these concepts at an early age.
Yeah. It's so needed. Now, for the adults that want to learn these things on a deeper level, we know that you do training all over the country. Would you like to share with us about the training that you do and some upcoming dates in locations of where you're going to be for our listeners?
Okay, July. We do offer Kemetic Reiki level 1, 2, and 3 classes. We will have our next classes, Kemetic Reiki level 1 and 2, in Philly at the Haven, April 8th through the 10th. So on Friday evening, we're going to have a group healing fair and meditation, and that's open to all who want to attend. And then Saturday we'll do level 1, Sunday we'll do level 2, and you can get information about that or register for those classes at RaSekhiHealing.com.
Okay.
We also do have a couple of retreats that are coming up. One would be our 7th annual solstice retreat. I can't believe it's been 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice. So that is going to be in June the 18th through the 22nd. And that is always held at the beach during that summer solstice. So we have the sun energy and the ocean energy, and it's a really beautiful, powerful time for healing. And then we also have another retreat to Jamaica planned.
Nice.
So we went to Jamaica in December last year for the first time for the classes, and it was an outstanding trip. It's just a beautiful group that we are connected with there. We have a beautiful raw food chef who, I mean, the food was amazing. I want to go back to eat more. Can we just go back and just eat some more? But, you know, Jamaica is a beautiful, beautiful country to visit. The weather was beautiful. We got to go to the Blue Lagoons, to the beach, and just, it was just powerful. As we talk about energy, you know, being in a place like that where the vibration is totally different, it was just really outstanding. So we're going again in December of this year, December 1st through the 6th, and we definitely invite and encourage you all to join us, because Jamaica is just, it was a beautiful trip all around.
Okay, that's great. And, you know, we're going to have listeners of this show, because people can always go back. What happens normally is someone will get exposed to our show, and then they'll start going back and listening to our older shows. So we'll have people listening to this show for years to come. So for people that may listen to this show and after you've already done these events, where can they go to get information on your newest upcoming events and things that you offer?
All right. You can always see our events on our RSEKIHealing.com site. That's RASEKIHEALING.com. And we're also on social media. So we have a RA SEKHI Arts Temple page on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. We have videos there. And so we are around. You can definitely connect with us and see what we're doing and stay connected with what we have coming up. We do have some online classes coming up as well. We'll be doing a pendulum use class, ear candling class, and a few other things. So we definitely encourage everyone to visit us online. And we do have some beautiful products at our RA SEKHI store site. So we have books, incense, crystals, herbal remedies, and a few other things listed there. We want to keep it metaphysical, healthy. We always promote health and wellness.
Yes.
And so whenever you listen, you can definitely find us in one of those locations.
Okay. And just to switch gears a little bit, if a person is just starting out on their journey of holistic health and wellness, what type of advice would you give them?
If they are just starting out, I would say do what you can with what you have. Mm-hmm. So I have had a lot of students through the years, and a lot of people will say, well, I didn't do this spiritual bath because I didn't have, this, and that. And they might go weeks without doing it when you can do it with what you have. You don't have to wait, And I think that a lot of people do procrastinate and put things off, and that makes the process slower. Mm-hmm. But if you, take those steps and do it, that's the most important thing.
Right.
We went through a good cycle of reading and learning our history, and now we have to put some things into practice.
Right.
So are on the path, take some action.
Mm-hmm.
Practice what you're learning about. Put it into use, into your life, and see how it works for you. And that is the best teacher that you will ever have, really.
And if there was only one thing that a person could do, they only had that one thing for their health that could be the most impactful, what would that be for you?
The most impactful thing for your health is to be in tune with yourself.
Yes.
Tune in to your spirit, to your mind, to your body. You should be able to feel when your energy is shifting. You should learn your body and yourself enough to know, when you need water, when you need other minerals or vitamins, when you need to rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't stress yourself. Know thyself. That's why that was so important, because that is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are all different. Everything works differently for everyone. But the one thing that holds true for everyone is that no one knows you better than you. And if you don't know yourself, you messed up.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you don't know who you are and what you need and what makes you happy, what makes you tick, and all of those kind of things, and how to love yourself, then, nothing else really matters, because you're going to destruct yourself if you don't love yourself.
Right.
You're going to self-destruct, period.
Yeah, that's golden. Loving yourself and knowing yourself, because a lot of times in our society, we want other people to fix us and to know us. And, just sitting down in front of someone for a few minutes, they don't know you and they can't know you. So you have to know yourself.
Right.
So that's golden. And your other advice as far as just doing what you can with what you have is so golden, because we as practitioners, we know, people will find any reason to put it off,
Right.
So
you got to take action.
Yeah. So to take action, no matter what, with whatever it is that you have, is going to be better than not doing anything, because not doing anything is the worst position that you could possibly be in. And that's blockage. So, we really appreciate you and the work that you're doing.
Yes.
And this powerful interview of introducing a lot of new concepts to people and just sharing with people the amazing publications and things that you're doing throughout our community and throughout the country. Are there any final thoughts that you would like to share with our listeners?
Well, I did not start like I usually do. I would first give thanks to the Creator, to my spirit guides, to the Great Mother Segment. And I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share with you, listeners. And I would say this is the time for us to be active. If not any other time before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you don't feel a little pressure right now to do more, it's because you're dead inside.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not dead and you are feeling that pressure, do more. Stand up, speak up, take action, return to my art, return to your culture. That is our greatest medicine against another overbearing, hurtful culture. Mm-hmm. Our medicine is our own culture.
Right. Yeah.
That's powerful. Our greatest healing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah. And before we go, we just want to let everyone know all the information that was discussed in this interview, all of Kajara's contact information, her store, her website, the events that she's doing now and in the future, her social media information. Just go to jkhealthtribe.com/Kajara. That's jkhealthtribe.com/Kajara. And Kajara is spelled Kajara. And you can get access to all that information. And Kajara, thanks once again for the work that you have done, that you continue to do. Keep pressing forward, keep doing the work, and we thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Do I thank you both. Much love and light.
All right, sis. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. Peace and blessings.
So that is the conclusion of our interview with Kajara. Hopefully you enjoyed it, but most importantly, you received value from it. And before we go, we just want to let you know that we teamed up with audiobooks, so you can get a free audiobook and try their service out free for 30 days. So just go over to jkhealthtribe.com/books. That's jkhealthtribe.com/books. And you can download your free audiobook, try out their trial. And if you're not happy with the service, cancel at any time, but you still get to keep your free audiobook. So why not listen to something empowering that's going to uplift and educate you while you're on the go? So just go to jkhealthtribe.com/books and get your free audiobook today. So until next time, live healthier.
We hope you enjoyed your time with Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe. To keep you on your path towards a happy, healthier lifestyle, we encourage you to visit jkhealthtribe.com for a free copy of the 8 effective ways to lose weight and keep it off, as well as more content to help you find your health balance. Thanks again, and we look forward to educating, empowering, and inspiring you to live healthier.